One by. Hostile expired.
Alright boys, what's happening? Welcome back to another video here on the channel. Another Black Ops Cold War video. And today we are going through a sniping tutorial almost. You know, I've been getting used to the snipers in this game. Obviously, we've seen a huge nerf to sniping on Black Ops Cold War. And today I'm going to show you how to make sniping easy. Well, not easy because it still requires some skill, but you know, a lot easier than just coming in, with no knowledge on how to snipe on this game. Because like I say, it does take a bit of skill, a bit of learning, you know, a lot of practice especially. But, you know, it's not as hard as it initially seems. Especially because when I first picked up this weapon, especially the Tundra, and I see the aim down sight speed, and it just feels so slow to what we're used to. But boys, I am here today to help you with that. You know, you're going to see some gameplay later. I'm going to go through some tips and tricks. But the first thing I do want to bring up is that aim down sight speed. That is probably the biggest reason of why sniping feels so hard this year. You know, the Tundra as I'm using here, this is the fully upgraded Tundra, so I have the max attachments on it for aim down sight speed. And the speed of the aim down sight is 572 milliseconds. Switching over to the Pellington though, I've got the same attachments on the Pellington to increase the ADS to the max, and it is a bit faster with an aim down sight speed of 484 milliseconds. Now, if we just compare that to the HDR, a fully kitted out HDR in Modern Warfare, that was 417 milliseconds to aim down sight. And that was a gun in Modern Warfare multiplayer that wasn't used much because of how slow the aim down sight speed was. So for the fastest sniper in Black Ops Cold War to be even slower than a gun in Modern Warfare that people didn't use because it was so slow, you know, it's not a good sign. But boys, we are here to show you how to improve that. Now, first thing is first, they've also changed another thing with the snipers this year, and it is to do with the aim down sight again. Now, when you aim down sight, usually your sight will come up straight in your crosshairs. Obviously, whenever you aim down sight, you will shoot straight, as you can see right there. But if you try and fire too early, as you can see right there, if I try and fire before I'm fully aimed down sight, then you can see the bullets going AWire and going all over the place and not straight down sight at all. Even though it looks like I am straight down sight, you can see how weird these bullets are going. And it is nowhere near, obviously, the two shots I fired earlier right here. You can see, just how different the spread of these guns are. And that is just a massive thing as well of why sniping probably feels so hard. Because you might see an enemy in his sight, let's say this window, and you try and hit that quickscope, and you just can't hit the bullet. Because you can see where the bullets are going here. Just absolutely nowhere near where you've aimed. That one all the way down there, shooting at man's toes. But yeah, boys, so I just want to emphasize, you need to aim down your sights. Make sure your target is in your sights and your sight is fully up before you aim down sight, because then you can hit a more accurate shot that will actually be on target. But that's just a little initial intro to sniping in Cold War. Two massive changes that you need to be aware of. Now let's get into some tips and tricks. Make sure you stay tuned in the video because I will have a best class setup for the Tundra and for the Pellington later on in the video. Attachments, tacticals, all of that. Make sure you stay tuned till the end of the video. But let's get into some gameplay and some extra tips, boys. First thing I want to talk about, boys, is positioning. Now, positioning on the map going into any gunfight is important, but it's especially important when you're using a sniper. Now, it goes without saying that snipers are more effective at range. You know, you want to try and keep your distance, but, you know, if you try to use them up close, get quick scopes in and that, you'll probably just get shredded by an MP5 or another full auto weapon. But the way you approach those gunfights can help you massively against those full auto weapons to get those quick scopes in. Now, the game's still young, and we're still learning the maps, the lines of sight, the spawns, all of that. But this clip right here, I'll show you how I approach gunfights with a sniper, break it down. Also, the use of teammate death markers, how I use them when I approach gunfights, and how underrated as a feature they are in my opinion. You can see the kill there. We're going to run this clip back and break it down. We're holding this nice line of sight over the middle of the map of Cartel here in the little window. We run out the back because we see our teammate death marker right there. But there is 3 teammates around there, so we know that the enemy is not close or a threat to us. We just jump in this truck. You know, again, same line of sight pretty much. We can see half the map, but we've got cover from the side and from the front. Now we can see the new hardpoint has just appeared and the enemies are in it already. As we start making a move towards it, we can see the teammate death marker on our right and the hardpoint is taken. So we lob a stun grenade to see if anyone's there. And the reason we hold this line of sight right here, boys, is that the hardpoint went white for a sec which means the enemy moved out of the hard point, so maybe he's rotating around towards us, and that is pretty much exactly what happens. We make the move, we can see the enemy there. Now we have two choices: do we back up and use the sniper tower for cover, or move forward to the sandbags? The way the enemy's moving, it looks like he'll get to those sandbags first, so our option here is to use the sniper tower on the left as cover. You can see we back up and get the nice pre-aim drag scope on that guy right there. Another clip right here, boys, on the same game, same map in Cartel. We can see this straight away, the death marker. We're holding this angle in the truck. But, as I say, positioning so important. We rotate round out of the truck and pick up an easy kill on a guy who wasn't really watching us. Peek the window again, see another enemy and get the kill on him. Like I'm saying, boys, so important, that position and that rotation there. If I didn't make that, I probably would have died. Next up, we are on Crossroads, probably my favourite map on the game, and this is just another example of using those death markers, finding out where the enemies are, and moving around, using our knowledge of the maps to where the covers are. As you can see, we are covered from the right-hand side because of the tyres, covered from the left-hand side because of the tyres. We're just moving around, pick up a nice kill there. We move out of the cover like an idiot and get killed. If we would have stayed in cover, we probably wouldn't have died there. I see two death markers behind us, so I know that there's going to be a kid up on the rocks. Easy kill for us there. And like always, boys, when I get a kill with the sniper, I don't like to stay in the same place. I like to move as much as possible. And you can see I take a little jump there to see if we can see anyone. We spot a guy on our right-hand side because of our field of view and pick up an easy kill. If you want to know what my field of view is, make sure you check out my settings video that I uploaded the other day. Again, on Crossroads, but on Search and Destroy now. Our mate just planted the bomb and then died on the bomb. So I know someone's going to go for a defuse. It's a 1v3 situation for me. We pick up an easy kill there and move straight away. You know, we utilise that slide, that jump. We're just keeping that momentum going. Jump up on this box here. If you didn't know you can jump up on there, now you do. Pick up a second kill and the third. We'll ignore that the third was a 2-hit. You know, I was just trying to kill him quick before he did defuse the bomb. Again, boys, we're on Armada now, and we are just going to utilise our movement. You can see all throughout this gameplay how much I slide and jump with the sniper. It's so important, more important than ever this year, to like use your movement. You know, your slides, your jumps while you're using a sniper. You see the paranoia flash there on our left. We get shot at from below on the submarine. We're getting grenaded from everywhere. I decided to just get out of there, boys, play a bit more passive, you know, rather than just rushing into it where I probably would have just been killed. I decided to play a bit more passive, take a step back, run back to spawn, pretty much reset for this round here, or for this life. Somebody starts taking our spawn flag, we miss a shot there, pick up another guy. We know there's another guy secured in our spawn flag, and look at that for a kill right there. That's probably my favourite kill that you'll see in this video. What a kill that was. Now we're on Satellite. Probably one of my favourite maps on the game, along with Crossroads. And again, we are just using cover to our advantage on these maps, and our positioning is so key. You'll see in this one right here, we keep that rock on our right-hand side, protecting us from getting shot at from the right or from mid. We keep it in our scope, so you know that we're hugging it. And then we do check mid, just in case anyone did come there, and they did, and we kill the guy in the wood skin. And me and that guy in the wood skin did have like quite a rivalry this game. You'll see in this clip especially. We went back and forwards a few times. So I've moved to a different rock now. Like I said, the enemies are expecting me to be on that rock because I went there like 3 rounds in a row. But I've moved to a new rock, pick up 1 kill. I see Woods is up there, and I'm thinking, he's definitely going to peek in. Will he peek the correct rock or the original one? And we go ahead and kill him right there. He must be fuming with me this game because I killed him so many times. But it's a 5v1 situation now for the enemy. I see him right on mid, flash him, run away, get that reload in. Protect myself, protect the KD, tell the boys, 1 man left on mid, and we pick up the easy kill and the dub. Next up, boys, we have pre-aiming, jumping and sliding. With how slow the ADF speeds are for snipers this year, pre-aiming is an important skill to get the hang of, as well as slide cancelling into aim and jumping into your aim. Pre-aiming can be paired with a skill called centering, which I'll cover later in this video to make it absolutely lethal with a sniper. Now you've saw a nice little pre-aim kill right there. Let's run that back in slow-mo and see what's happened. We run around the outside here to get that rock as our cover on the left side so we don't get shot from the rock. Now we can see our teammates just died there. We can see on the minimap there's a red dot, and we can see on the screen that red circle where I start aiming in because I'm expecting the enemy to come running at me round that corner. And sure enough, as I come round the corner, he does too, and we pick up a nice kill there. Now let's throw it back to this clip on Cartel. I'm sure you remember this one where we used the sniper tower as cover. That enemy's moving towards the sandbags, so I know he's going to be running across my screen to the right-hand side. As I drop back to use the sniper tower as cover, you see we aim, cancel the aim in while he runs round the outside of the sandbag, and then get that kill right there. Very nice indeed. Now, boys, paired with those tips that you've seen right there, jump shots are a big part of Black Ops Cold War this year. Because of how high your player jumps, like, you've actually got NBA hops, like LeBron James dunk on your ass hops. Like, we spot a kid here just in that far window. We jump down below the pallets, take a peek, take another peek, and end up getting a kill there. Like, just see how high you jump. It's absolutely crazy, the jumping heights on this game. We've got a 3v1 situation here, and to finish off the round, we get a nice quick scope from the plane right there. A nice example of centering, which leads us perfectly on, boys, to centering. Now, centering is a skill that you're probably already doing when you use full auto weapons like your SMGs and your ARs, and centering is just the practice of having your opponent in the middle of your crosshairs on that dot before you aim down your sights and start shooting. Now, this is very important when sniping, to hit those quick scopes and ensure your shots are accurate and on target, because as you know, if you miss your first shot as a sniper, it could be very detrimental, as we can see right here. I missed my first two, still managed to pick up the kill very luckily. But let's take a look back at that. So the opponent's running away from us, bit of a hard scope because we wanted to make sure it's accurate, but we don't aim down sights until they're right in the middle. As you can see, we make sure the dot is on our opponent, get that quick scope in, a nice very quick one there. We've obviously slowed the clip down. Just get them in the middle of your aim, boys. That's what you want to do. Make sure that that middle dot of your crosshairs is lined up perfectly with your opponent before you start shooting. As you can see here, I didn't do that for this first shot, missed completely because I tried to account for him moving, and then we end up getting him on the second shot with the last bullet in our mag, which was very lucky. Another example right here, we see a guy to the right quickly spin, turn our crosshairs directly onto him and pick up another quick scope. And again, boys, another final example here of centering on the map Garrison. This is just a very quick intro to centering. If you'd like me to do a more in-depth guide on how to improve your centering abilities, stuff like that, let me know in the comments below and by hitting like on this video, and I will go ahead and make a centering guide for you. Now you can see my man Dan on the left, who is also sniping with me. I run into this room, there's a guy about to kill him at the window, quickly flick the crosshairs across and get that quick scope kill and save Dan's life, not for the first time. But yeah, boys, that is centering. Now, let's move on to the custom class setups. Alright, boys, getting into the class. As you can see, we are running double sniper. I will get into that in a bit. But as for the attachments for the LW3 Tundra, which is in my opinion the best sniper on the game, you know, all the clips that you've seen in this video is from me using the Tundra. I hardly ever switch over to the Pellington, but this is the attachments for the Tundra. We do run the Tiger Team barrel. You know, it's probably the best barrel that you can get on this gun. Increases the damage, you know, less chance of hit markers, increases the fire rate, which is a big thing with snipers, you know, cocking the gun back faster, and also increases the bullet velocity by 50%, which is massive. You know, bullet velocity is always a good stat to upgrade on your weapons. It does, however, take away one of your magazines and one bullet in your magazine, so you will only have 4 bullets in your mag. But to counter that, we do run the 7-round mag. Now, this takes down the reload quickness, but unlike the fast mag for the 7-round and bigger, it doesn't take down your aim down sight time. So we put on the 7-round mag to counteract the Tiger Team barrel, which I believe leaves us with 6 bullets in the mag. We have the Tiger Team Spotlight as the body attachment, boys. Now, what this does is when you've got your gun at your hip and you're not aimed down sight, like, enemies will appear, like, if they come into your line of sight, even if you don't see them with your eyes. Like, this spotlight will spot them out, like literally as it says, and it will bring up a red dot above the red, and you'll be able to see the player name and health bar. It's very good for maps like Cartel, especially in the long grass, or even what's it called, Checkmate in the plane. If you're stood outside the plane and look at the plane, the spotlight will actually spot enemies through the plane. So it's actually a very overpowered attachment. I really like this instead of the steady aim laser. A lot of people like to run the laser, you know, better hip fire accuracy. You know, if you get in those up close situations and you need to no scope someone, you know, if you prefer steady aim laser, go for that, get those no scopes in. But I just really enjoy the spotlight attachment on all of my weapons. For the handle, we have the airborne elastic wrap. This increases the ADS speed the most, and also does flinch resistance, but the flinch resistance isn't that like noticeable on this game. I think it was Exclusive Ace did a video on flinch resistance. It's not that important. Also aim while going prone right there. And for the stock, we have the marathon stock. That increases your sprint sprint to fire time. You can use the radar pad if you want, but that brings down your hip fire accuracy even more than this one right here. So I'd like to use the marathon stock, but it is interchangeable, do you know what I mean? And as for the Pellington boys, we do have the Tiger Team barrel, does exactly the same as the Tiger Team barrel for the Tundra, but it does increase reload quickness, which is a nice little addition. We do have the Tiger Team Spotlight again on the body, the 7-round mag, the airborne elastic wrap, and the radar pad. Sound familiar? I'm sure it does. But that is the setup for the Pellington right there. You know, like I say, I haven't used this sniper that much, but this is the best setup that you can get for this weapon, for the fastest ADS speed and the best overall performance. For our field upgrade, boys, I use the field mic. I just like it. It's a bit like a motion sensor from Black Ops 1. That's probably my favourite field upgrade. I've not really used that many of them, but I just like field mic. I use Semtex as the lethal. I think Semtexes are quite overpowered. I feel like they explode very quick after you throw them, so enemies don't have a chance to get away from them. And I think Activision and Treyarch know that, because Treyarch actually banned Semtex from the Call of Duty Championship, like the competitive game mode. So they must know something's wrong with them. We've got stun grenade as the tactical. A lot of people like to use stim shot. You can if you want, if that's how you play, but I like to use stun grenades. You know, if someone gets too close to me while I'm sniping, you can always stun them. You saw a clip before on what's it called, Crossroads, where I stunned the guy and then quick scoped him. You know, and you can just throw it over walls and stuff and round corners to see if there's an enemy there. So that's why I use stun grenades. Obviously, we run Lawbreaker as the wild card, which means we can run 2 primary weapons, basically, or you can run any secondary that you'd like. With this class setup, this is the double sniper. You can literally use any secondary that you do want. You know, you can use a shotgun, you can use an SMG, AR, whatever you want. You know, you can run an MP5 with the sniper if you want. But because we have Lawbreaker, we can put 2 perks from the same class on. We do have Tactical Mask. Obviously, everyone knows what this does. Increases your resistance to flashbangs, stuns, and gas. We also have Paranoia, which is just a very good perk, I think, especially for Search and Destroy. Like, I used my snipers more time on Search and Destroy, and this is a very nice perk to have. You know, you can tell if somebody's aiming at you from the side or from behind, so that is why I use this perk. Obviously, no perk 2, and I switch between Gung Ho, Ghost, and Ninja. You know, perk 3 is loaded with good perks on this game, so it's literally a preference thing. You know, whatever one you want, Gung Ho, Ghost, Cold Blooded, or Ninja, all very good options. But that is the class setup, boys, and that is going to be it for the video. If you did enjoy, please hit like on it and subscribe if you are new, and I will catch you in the next video. Let me know in the comments what you want to see next, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take it easy.